A special investigation by this program has revealed a steep rise in the amount of first-time city sleepers. It is even worse than official figures suggest. Frontline services say that the government's figures significantly underestimate the number of pests on the street. Our social affairs editor, Jackie Long, has this exclusive report.
London, a thriving epicentre of the modern world. In the heart of this city, on the fringes of its society, pests live out their daily lives. In this programme, we will follow the tales of London city sleepers as they struggle to survive within the confines of human society.
The world is changing, and with it, our lives are changing too.
Dominic Redfern is a city rat. Having lived his entire life within London city centre, he has witnessed dramatic shifts in its terrain.
These parks are the closest you can get to the world round here. They're very dear to me. There was probably a time where it all looked as it does. But you know this world. Where there's space, people build, and it's gone. See all this? It's buildings like this that have created pests. And it's the same all across London. Humans build upon the natural areas, and then it all looks like this. More about the animals. You know, they don't care who used to call it home. And the animals that once lived there are just forced to adjust.
Dominic is wary about the future. He has many concerns for the animals growing up in today's society.
You know, sometimes I feel as though animals have been forgotten in the human's modern world. We're forced to live in its shadows, surviving by any means we can. I feel a deep grief for the animals that have not been able to adapt. It's only due to my species' resilience and versatility that we've been able to keep up for so long. So, this is the station where I grew up. And follow me and you'll see the hole I called home.
Like many other city rats, Dominic was raised in the underground tube lines. Home to thousands of rats, the underground provides shelter from the hustle and bustle of the city's surface. We follow Dominic as he recounts his earlier years in the tunnels.
Yep. Yeah. This was home. Oh, blimey. Down we go. We had our own stairway with tubes above this ceiling. It was mint. We called it the Rat Highway. What are these adverts? It gets weirder down here each year. Oh, I'm actually quite nervous. It's been a long time since I've been down these tunnels. So it's just round here. Wow, this bit hasn't changed much. Yep, there it is. Yep, just over there. Yep, we had a hole just back there. You know, it's a completely different world from up there. We never saw the light of day in that hole. Just go from the platform to our hole and back to the platform. That was it. That was it.
Returning to the tube line has brought back some painful memories for Dominic.
When I was back here in my youth, I was in with a bad crowd. I had some bad habits. I was part of the underground fighting community. It was a horrible thing. We would beat each other senseless in the tunnels. After one fight, I lay beaten, half dead on the floor. And I saw my body from above and heard a voice say, "You must change, Dominic. You must see the light." And that day, I promised myself that I'll get out of the underground.
Since leaving the underground, Dominic has dedicated his life to helping other pests within his community.
The next station.
It's a strange thing to think what my life might be like had I stayed within these tunnels. It's a sad story that many rats are still living that reality. It's not a life down in the tunnels. It's not a life down here in the dark. So here's the market.
Dominic takes us to the market where he collects scraps to hand out to pests living within the city.
Most of the stuff these stalls sell is just useless crap. But as you can see, people are still buying it. Once the market's over, I'll sweep up the leftovers, bag them up and distribute them on the street.
Dominic is well known within the community.
Sorry, not today, Sabrina love. I'm working. Again, another stall full of useless rubbish. Everything that's going on in this world, and this is what people care about. So, here's a good food stall. Humans buy all these sausages, eat a bit, and then leave the rest here on the street, as if it were rubbish. Perfectly good food. Beautiful. Can't get my head round why they do this, but success rats. It's always a very strange thing for me coming into the city centre. I find the humans' priorities very concerning. You know, for me personally, what matters is love, sharing, community. But I see places like this, and it seems all they care about is money, you know? Or the next cool thing, you know? But really, it's not real. It's not what's important. If people really cared about equality as much as they cared about this stuff, this world would be a different place. But they don't. And until people's priorities change, this will be the world that we live in.
As bird, all I want to do is fly.
Dimitri Featherplume is an urban pigeon who's been living on the streets for over a year now. He became a pest when his wife divorced him for having an affair.
What is the meaning of life? It is love. But why should I have one love when I can have many loves? For so long I had only one love, but my heart, it beats fast for many birds. Once I believed in the monogamy, love between two flying souls. But my wings, they were clipped, and no longer could I fly. So I searched the skies and the fountains, dancing the dance of love. I mean, just look at me. I have a beautiful body. The world needs to see it.
A former marketing executive and family man, Dimitri now lives out of his sports bag. With no stable income, Dimitri relies upon his charms to put a roof over his head.
my, what beauty awaits this day.
Part of Dimitri's daily routine is an activity he calls paper love.
Who will be Dimitri's paper lover today? I wonder. Tits. Lots of them.
Already banned from numerous newsagents around the city, Dimitri is wary not to lose another location for his paper love.
Oh, little robin redbreast, I want you. I drink you with my eyes.
Another part of Dimitri's day consists of an activity he calls ring fling.
Hello, beautiful. It's Dimitri. My dear, please talk with me. Talk with me. Jennifer, it's Dimitri calling for ring fling. What do you mean you can't fling right now? I am ringing you. Jennifer, hey, Hello, my dear. Please tell me what you are wearing. What do you mean you don't know who this is? It's Dimitri calling for ring fling.
Ring fling often takes up to 2 hours of Dimitri's day. Unfortunately for Dimitri, today has been all ring and no fling.
When it comes to evening, there is nothing I enjoy more than evening love. I have spent many evenings with beautiful evening birds. I come here, they see my body, and evening love takes place. I show you, soon I will have bird on each of my wings. Hello, my dear. May I join you? Did you fly from heaven with those ones? Come, sit with Dimitri. I am angel too. Come, I flew here just for you. Understand that I have a place that we can be together. Come, do not fight what you know to be true. We are angels, destined to make evening love. You know. Your friends, they leave you. No! What of our destiny?
Pigeons commonly roost together in groups. However, Dimitri's reputation as a sex pest means that he is rarely trusted in such close quarters, and he is outcasted by the pigeon community.
I am sexy. I am Dimitri. Hey, sexy? Sexy? You got this. You got it.
I am so alone. This bag is home now, because I wanted to chase new birds every day. I wanted to search for love, but I was blind to the love I already had. It's too late for me now. My wife, my children, they have no papa, and I have no life anymore.
Since recording this program, Dimitri has sought help for his love addictions and is slowly regaining the trust of the pigeon community.
Life is the stage, and I am the performer.
Sam Jenkins began life as a lab rat, but was able to escape 2 years ago whilst the laboratory building was being renovated. He now goes by the name of Sapphire and pursues his lifelong dream of becoming a Broadway star. Having left the laboratory with nothing, Sapphire has no choice but to live on the streets. He uses his street performances to earn money and hopes that they will one day spark his acting career.
I'm very much part of London when I am performing. It's as though I'm a monument, or say a moving statue of some sort. I'm an entertainer. I entertain. I bring joy to the people of London. I take the passion of my soul and cast it out into the world. Onto these streets, I bring movement and vision. You know, I've been in a cage. I've done that. No more. I'm free now. And I want to share my freedom with London. I must share the beauty that resides in my heart.
Sapphire performs every day. He believes dance is as essential to his life as breathing.
When I am performing, it's as though I'm flying, weightless, floating within heaven's garden. And when I am there, I'm no longer Sam Jenkins, the lab rat. I am Sapphire, and I drink and I am nourished from the eternal fountain that is art. At that moment, I am art. Do I expect anything in return? No. Being able to share my art with my beloved London is all I need to be happy, to truly live. And as long as I know I can bring joy into people's lives, I will carry on performing. Within each day, I try to perform in several locations around the city. I am always eager to capture new audiences, and the change of scenery keeps me on my toes. Each new environment demands its own unique expression, its own unique phrasing of the eternal.
Sapphire has already been dancing for 7 hours. Having earned very little money, Sapphire has not yet eaten, and his energy is running low.
Do I get tired? Yes, sometimes. It's very hard, you know, to open up your heart day after day. I'm offering my soul to these streets. It's okay when I have an audience. I feed off of their excitement and praise. But when my dance is met with no response, it can be very disheartening. It's very hard to keep giving so much when you're receiving so little in return. These subways are some of my favorite places to perform. I often collaborate with the musical street artists that perform down here. I always enjoy performing in the evening time. The darkness seems to bring a new wave of energy to my bones. There's a certain magic down these tunnels late at night. It's as though I am under their spell, and it is not me dancing, but the tunnels dancing through me.
It seems that this evening, the tunnel's magic is having no effect upon the pedestrians who use it. Sapphire is struggling to attain an audience for his performance. He has now been dancing for over 12 hours throughout the course of the day, and has only earned £11.
I don't know what's wrong. I'm trying to give people the beauty of my soul, but they don't care. They just keep pushing me away, looking at me like I'm nothing, like I'm worthless. I'm really trying to believe in art and in beauty, but my dreams keep on getting trampled and cast to the dirt. And the way people look at me, as though I'm not even an animal, reminds me of my former life, in the laboratory, where humans would stick needles in me, experiment on my body as though I was an object, as though I couldn't even feel. But I could feel, and to be treated like that, it drives you crazy. And to see that look in people's eyes here, it breaks me.
Sapphire abruptly left the subway to make an urgent phone call.
It's Sapphire. I need something. Yes, I've got money. I've been performing. Yes. Yes, that's fine. I'm here now. Please hurry.
Like many other pests living on the street, Sapphire self-medicates in order to make his conditions more bearable.
I'm just going to have to meet him a couple of streets back that way. I feel cold and empty. And when I feel this way, there's really not much else I can do. It's just easier like this.
Sapphire has been self-medicating since he became a pest. He hopes that when his acting career takes off, he will be able to stop using, though he believes if he were to stop within his current conditions, he would not be able to cope with the traumas of his past.
Is this it? Look at this. No serious. Who do you think you are? Just piss off. I don't want to have to do this to myself, believe me. I really don't. But it's just so hard to believe in yourself when everyone looks at you like you're nothing each day. You start to believe you're nothing. I lose faith. And these streets can turn from my stage into my prison. And when I'm broken like this, I start to think, damn it. Maybe I am just Sam Jenkins the lab rat. Maybe I'm not an artist.
A rising number of pests are reported to suffer with mental health conditions, often as a result of trauma in their lives. Gary Murray is an ex-carrier pigeon. 4 years of service with the Royal Pigeons has taken away the fear of navigation, but the mental scars of his duty remain a constant struggle.
You know what I love about flying? It's the feeling of balance in motion. It's like travelling through a space between Earth and eternity. No borders, no barriers. That's why I joined the forces. But that was life when I had working wings. Before I got shot down. But now I'm trapped here. Trapped with my memories in this broken body.
Gary's wings were damaged beyond repair. The injuries acquired during his service have left him unable to fly.
We were the messengers. They used to call us Hermes angels. I thought angels couldn't die, but even God can't stop bullets or bombs. Armageddon came long ago, and none of us were spared. Pigeon brothers, where are you now? Pigeon sisters, where are you now? Pigeon mother, where are you now? Pigeon father, where are you now? Hermes, angels, beat your wings. Hermes, angels, beat your wings. Hermes, angels, beat your wings.
Gary is prone to hallucinatory flashbacks. They can occur at any moment and leave him in a state of psychosis. He gave us permission to continue filming during one of his episodes.
Feels like a distant dream, that time of my life. Something like another world, except I've never woken up, and I'm still here. I see it. I'm still there in my mind. My head was moulded. They drifted ideas into my skull, and they hammered it in with a screw, and it runs to the very core of me now. I'm sick, but there's no cure. The damage is done. I can't unlive my life. I believed in honour. I carried the words of war, thinking they were truth. But every message was a lie. There is no honour in war. Only noble fools misled by evil. There's Ben in his high tower, and here's his servant on the ground. I stand as an example of the neglect of our government. We give up our lives for another man's cause. But what is the cause? What could be more precious than life? Control, oil, land. How can those cosy, compassionless creatures sit and wage wars as if life means nothing? As if death was just a word? As if casualty is just a figure? We're the ones that are dying. We're the ones with the scars. Our minds, they've been taken. They've been taken and ripped apart and filled with lies. They train us. They train us to fly from A to B. They call us the Hermes Angels. But when we return, we're pests and we're beaten out of society, pushed to the very limit of our existence. It's our blood. It's our blood that lubricates their machine.
Mrs. Tubbles began life as a domesticated rat. The pet of a wealthy family in Chelsea, he left behind a life of catered meals, exercise wheels, and central heating to seek a life of freedom. He is now his own master and must provide his own meals and shelter within the streets of London.
I still try to maintain a sense of order to my day, eating 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner. The meals usually get better as the day goes on. Breakfast can be anything really, ranging from dog poo to hair. Lunch is usually what people have for breakfast, and most often dinner will be what people have for lunch. It's a system of sorts. I could quite easily see myself slipping into strange habits if a routine were not in place. I was slightly squeamish eating things like dog poo at first. It's not the carrots and the corn I used to have at home. But after a couple of times, you do start to develop a taste for it. Even some quite powerful cravings. I'm actually quite prone to poo cravings. I get the poo shakes if it's been a couple of days. I like the bins because of the mystery element. There's a strange sense of wonder when you stick your arm in a bin, never quite knowing whether it'll be a burger, an apple core, or a sticky tissue. Sometimes I play a game where I guess what it'll be before I get there. Very rarely do I get it right. The floor is always an interesting one. Everything will land on the floor given time. I did have a bit of a weird one the other day. Slight wobble moment. I had found 2 dead baby rats that had drowned in a bargain bucket. And as I ate the rats, I did ask myself, how did it get to this? But it's like they say, life is like a box of chocolates. Except that for me, the box is a bargain bucket, and the chocolates are dead baby rats.
Winifred Cooing is an elderly pigeon. She became a pest after the unfortunate relocation of her family home. A dilemma exists for city pigeons. and that when they build their nests upon temporary structures, there is nothing to ensure its safety. 33 years ago, whilst out collecting crumbs, Winifred returned to her beloved nest atop a tall scaffold, only to find that the scaffold had been removed, along with her newborn chicks. Following her loss, Winifred's mental health deteriorated. Unable to cope with the reality of her situation, she reverted to a delusional state from which she has never truly returned.
Oh, Baggy, me and you have travelled many years together, and we're still doing. How many times have I been folding you, and you been folded by me? I think it's home time for you, Baggy. You better get back in that hat, you wee thing, before the above ground people try to take you from me. Goodbye for now. Goodbye, Baggy. Up, 2, 3, 4, 9, 5, 1, 8. Pink, blue, chicken stew. 5 is better than none. 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 Ooh, I think I've found some floor treasure, Baggy. Oh, you'd make a very fine biscuit, but I'm not hungry. Back you go. Have a nice day. Well, most of the time I like to pick top till my hands are full of little baby birds. I'll show you. What have we got here then? Oh. This one's for the Duke of Edinburgh. This one's for the Archbishop. This one's for Baggy. This one's Tuesday. Trousers for tea.
Shortly after filming this program, each of the pests that we followed were exterminated by the government.
Where do you go when the lights are all out? My little Baggy, oh my sweet bag. Where do you go when the day has lost its taste? Where do you go, my little Baggy? Sweet little Baggy, where do you go?